the teacher who's selling this method figured it out for themselves. But because by definition, everybody's going to have a slightly different background, it won't be able to fit all. And the only way that you can effectively teach something that's more universal is to add less detail, right? You can't tell me how to do a Microsoft number 2, right? How am I going to build an Apple 2, or like how I'm going to build this business? You have to look in a more generalistic sense of way. And that is like, for example, you need to solve some of humanity's problem at a large scale. That's what Elon Musk is really good at explaining these concepts, because his formula, he won't tell you what to do. He's tell you what to look for. And then you have to react with the reality of the world. And in this case, if we're going to be more introspective about it, in the mental health space, it would be you have to understand where you want to go, and then you have to like process it through your own lens and see how your situation is unique to you, so that you can actually get to the place where they suggested you should get to. And there's these billion-dollar industries that are built off of these ideas, right? And it's a little bit disingenuous because everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to make it. And everybody sees the few percent of people who are successful. And I want that. How do I get that? Oh, here's a shiny way to go about it. And of course I'm going to buy it because I'm so thirsty to get there.
Do you think people are attracted to easy steps to success?
Yes.
Sometimes, and we have been seeing a trend. I feel like that was maybe a couple of years ago, but still out there. The trends like the business gurus, or I mean, you see a lot of that nowadays. Like the YouTube ads. It's like, here's how I made $1 million in my 20s or whatever.
Yeah. The FIRE movement.
Yeah. Oh, here's how I set up a $1 million business in, I don't know, a month or whatever the fuck. Like, so you see a lot of that, and I wonder if people are more and more attracted to easy ideas, to easy steps to success.
Always.
And they end up being frustrated at the end because they realize, like, it's almost like, okay, I'm gonna tell you a personal story.
Okay.
When I was younger, this trend came to my city back in Brazil.
Was it an MLM?
Yes.
I knew it.
Yeah, multi-level marketing companies. Like one of these companies, even though it was already a known idea, these companies are always kind of like reshaping themselves to bring people on board, and not to talk crap about it. There's some things I don't agree with their methods. Certain companies, I'm not going to mention names here, but
we all know who you are.
Yeah, I do believe you can become successful, but I came to the conclusion that I do not agree with their way of selling it in order to bring people on board. But anyway, and I'm not generalizing. I'm talking about this one specific company.
But you can't, because MLMs all have the same MO.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a disclaimer, I guess. But yeah, I mean, everybody knows. Everybody that's been involved or seen someone, a friend, trying to make it in that with one of those, like using the methods of one of those companies, you can see like usually doesn't end up well.
Right.
Usually you kind of lose your
when you
initial investment.
When you hear
whatever.
from that friend you haven't talked to in 10 years, it's usually because they want to sell you something.
Yeah, basically this friend came to me, I learned about this business. It's revolutionary. You got to see it. I got to present the plan. You got to see the plan. It's, like we're going to be successful. You don't have to invest a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. So basically they would focus a lot on that, the plan, the successful plan,
on how you're gonna make it and
how
never have to work again.
How you're gonna get
life.
a Mercedes, and you're gonna become like a triple black diamond, whatever, and you're gonna get a ring, and you're gonna. It's almost like you're investing in an asset, that's gonna generate money. How do you call that? Like you have whatchamacallit. You have passive income. Income, yeah. You're gonna create your passive income, blah blah blah, by bringing people to your organization, like setting up your organization. Anyways, like I fell into that, And I realized that they were basically selling a easy step-by-step to success.
Exactly.
Oh, you're gonna bring 2 people here, and you're gonna basically you're gonna make back your initial investment, and there's no risk. It's a no risk
sure
business
thing.
because the worst that can happen, you're gonna consume the product to yourself, because they were like
You like it so
they were
much,
selling
'cause
yeah
you like it so
because you
much.
like it so much, and because it's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even healthy. Like after I understood what they were selling, like whatever.
Right.
But it was basically that. It's like easy step by step, and the way they keep you they keep the fire going.
Mm-hmm.
They make these huge events.
Yeah.
Where these motivational speakers go on stage, and they will tell you their story of success, how they came from nothing, and they'll hire like really, really, really like how do you say? Really known people in the field, like motivational speakers, or like people that speak for companies or businesses.
Professional motivational speakers.
Yeah, basically.
Like subcontractors. I will speak to your people for a fee.
Yeah, to keep the fire going,
Mm-hmm.
And you would get out of those conventions like, oh man, I want to work, like super motivated. But practically, it doesn't work. If you don't work on that, and they sell the idea as if you could do that part-time and make extra income, or you can still make it to the top
at your own
rhythm. You don't need to sell any products. You just got to focus on building your organization. Dude.
May I interject now?
It's a trap.
Okay. So,
but I mean, you can make money, but you would have to make that your life focus. Like if you focus on that business, that's with everything in life. If you focus on one thing, if you put enough energy into one thing, into building your business, and if you make that your main primary focus, at some point you're gonna start reaping the results.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this is what it is. But the way they're luring people into
they're selling you
into buying that and putting that initial investment, and that's how they grow exponentially super fast at first, because a lot of people come and buy like $3,000 worth of products, and then you don't know what to do with so many boxes and products in your living room. You're like, oh, I'm gonna consume all this. It's gonna take a year. Like, I don't need to sell products. I don't need to focus on sales. Anyways, so you start questioning the whole method, the whole
well, good.
And then you realize, oh fuck, this is a trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
You fell into the MLM trap.
I did.
Life is so funny. I have to let me tell these 2 stories. One of, who taught me that there are no easy ways to becoming successful? A freaking TV show. It was
my dad taught me that.
It was a TV show about this group of con men who always had this next job, and you would see the intro and the outro. They would always have like some moral that they would tell you. They would break the fourth wall and talk to the audience. And one of the things that they said every episode is like, and never forget, you cannot cheat an honest man. And that stuck with me forever.
That's a good line.
That's a great line. Why? Because all these people fell trapped to their own greed. And that's how they got conned. Because somebody always offered them an easy way out. This is how you're going to triple your money. That doesn't exist in the real world. Those are flukes that some people may stumble upon. Yeah. But if you could do that consistently, you would do that consistently. Everybody would making 3x their money every year, or 5x, or whatever. And every now and again comes this new thing that in a very, very specific moment in time, things happen that are impossible to repeat.
Yeah.
For example, crypto.
I was going to ask you that. Do you think
I will get to crypto and what I think about crypto, and how crypto has kind of devolved, sadly, but it has an underlying silver line thing. But that's not the point. So my mom was involved with an MLM. I didn't know what the term MLM was. I remember just grilling the guy who would come to my house. I was 14 or 15. This is how second nature to me this was. I smell bullshit. There's something, and I would grill them on the science
part. You could see the lack of reason behind it. Well, maybe that's why.
The thing is, like, I didn't even question the method itself. It is.
It's all emotional.
But I didn't question the method.
You're emotional, and that's how they get you. I was young and
impressionable.
You know.
Inexperienced. That's a very good thing. Like, if you Google MLM today, if you go on YouTube, stop this video and watch and Google how MLMs work, you'll have a breakdown. I'm not inventing. I'm not, enlightened. I just saw these things later. Yeah. It's like, aha. And so what's the thing with MLMs? The thing with MLMs is, like, there is no business in the world that will thrive by hiring more people. It doesn't exist. Like, you can't say, you know what this company needs? More employees that I have to pay them wages. Yeah. That's going to boost business, right?
Yeah.
So that's... what's it called? Labor is a cost of business. It's not like a source of profit. You can't expend endlessly, but MLM somehow subvert this logic, and the way they do it is because they sell you the idea that you're working for the company, but what they're actually doing is they're finding consumers. Yeah. So MLM suffers from this thing called first movers advantage, meaning that the first people to the business will actually do very well because they're the top of the pyramid. Mm-hmm. But eventually...
And that's what I saw too. I started realizing, I'm like...
Everybody's making money off of who? The base of the pyramid. And who are the base of the pyramid? They're the consumers. They're the people who are actually buying the product, convinced that they're gonna level get somebody underneath them so they don't have to work, so the money will trickle up. Right? That's how MLMs work. And what ends up happening is, like what you're telling me, it's pretty much the story. People will get into the business, realize it's not all roses and amazing stuff. They will get disillusioned and eventually will quit. And in the process, you funneled all this money into the corporation, and the people above you made their profit. They sold their goods, which can be good products. They're not necessarily like a con in the product. What they're conning you with is the idea that it's going to solve all your problems. They're selling you the solution, and because it's so easy, it's so enticing. Like, I want to not have to work, or I want to work, and I want to live, and I have own property, have a house, not worry about my finances. Everybody, so it's tapping into that environment. And every now and again, a new MLM pops up, and this one is different because this one has all these things that we've already seen before. And now, in the age of information, you can actually get exposed to how these things work, and you can be informed, because this was before YouTube. It was barely on the internet at the time. And I grilled the guy not so much on the economics of it, because I didn't put too much thought into it. I grilled him on the technology, because, like, I don't like the idea that you're selling miracle products. And this company, which I also won't name, the concept is like, now is the time to be a part of this, because all the baby boomers,
they always have some sort of revolutionary product that will revolutionize the market.
Yeah, this project was, the products that they sold were painkillers and sort of like a lot of magnets, a lot of infrared therapy, which I didn't know about, and I questioned, like, infrareds do what? Which, then I went to actually physical therapy, and they would use infrareds to treat a lot of stuff. So it wasn't like bogus or pseudoscience, but the way they sold it was like miraculous pain reliever, and they framed it in a way that it was the right time. What was the right time? All the baby boomers that were born after World War II were now getting into retirement. And all the aches and pains, all these people want to relieve their pain, to get less arthritis, to get less, have more mobility. So this is the right product. This is the right time. You guys got to get in on this. And that was such like I would just grill the guy, and the poor guy, he did his best. Because that's his job. He becomes then not an expert in selling you products, but an expert in selling you the business.
Yeah.
And he's only interested in selling you the business, and he's doing well for himself because, again, he had the first mover's advantage. But I think there's a limit to how much the pyramid can grow from the president. There's 5, 6, 7 tiers, and then it stops working. Then the base is the consumer, and that's the big lie in all MLMs. And that's why people will get $3,000 worth of product and have to start in their living rooms until they...
So if someone comes with a business plan and to offering me something, because that's how they're like, oh man, I have this new business in the market and I have to present you the plan. You have to jump on board with me. Like, that's usually the talk, how people approach you. And then, they try to get a meeting with you, so they will present the plan. So when if someone comes at me and like offers something like that, I will straight up ask them which layer is the company in.
Right.
If it's a 6th, 7th layer, maybe I'll jump in.
Exactly.
But if it's past that, no, I'm not interested, man, because you're just gonna make me spend my money. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know if it's the 7th layer or whatever.
Whichever X,
but I understand
X layer.
People that make money are the people on top of the pyramid.
So you just have to come up with your own pyramid. And this can be like, there's so many other pyramid schemes or pseudo pyramid schemes in the world, like in the United States, for example.
In Brazil, the pyramid schemes are against the law.
Exactly. So are here in the U.S. That's why they rebranded. They called MLMs, multi-level marketing corporations, and like, and we get you a cheaper product because we're not paying distributors, we're not paying storefronts, we're not paying this, we're not paying that. Like that is already super shady.
Yeah.
Like it's like, hey, you want to come to this alley? I have some good sweet product that I want to sell it to you. And that for me is like, So anyway,
so hopefully we'll save some people from getting into that trap by watching this episode. So
exactly,
subscribe.
Stay away from MLMs unless you're founding one, and then I guess more power to you. But but like
don't do that.
Hello everybody, and thank you for watching until the end. This has been Woke Wars, and I hope you liked our conversation. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about next. Also, check out some of our other episodes. We post every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will see you on the next one.